speak in the microphone. Use the microphone, please. Can we have your answer?
Yes, I've seen it.
Now, the finding is that, and I will read, our review of payment vouchers revealed that 4 voucher numbers amounting to $32,860 were duplicated. However, the dates, details, and amounts were different, and other sets of the duplicate vouchers were not posted to the cash book. I think you were trying to explain this yesterday.
Yes.
Can you please repeat yourself as to what was the situation back at the time?
Yes, in response to this, I think the payment night allowances.
Please come again. Yes, sir.
Yes, what I'm saying is the payments to the night allowances and the repair for maintenance and the fuel for this vehicle, payment for Usman Cham, duplications. Maybe the voucher numbers would be wrong, but the payments were done, and I cannot remember actually.
I cannot get your answer clearly, sir. You have to be very clear in what your answer is.
What I'm trying to say is these payments cannot be a duplication of, cannot be, because the repairs for maintenance, repairs and maintenance, all payments were done on check under the final payment for Usman Cham. I think this Usman Cham was a contractor and paid to him. So I don't know why the auditors captured to say duplication of payment vouchers. Maybe the payment vouchers, some of them were cancelled and file. That could have been the cost.
If that was the case, then you would have provided evidence to that effect. You were the director of finance at the time. There was no evidence to suggest that your answer is the right situation.
I think I still remain to say that before they submit these things, then I already packed up for.
No. At the time of auditing, you would have provided them with the evidence. You were there at the time that you were being audited. Is that not the case?
No, but it was after the audit they submitted this report.
It's not about the response, it's about the audit. Did you provide evidence to the contrary as to what you were saying now at the time?
It was not asked at that time.
Were you audited, sir?
Yes, we were audited.
This is in 2021. Were you there, sir?
Yes, I was there.
So were you present when you were being audited?
Yes, I was there.
Exactly. Did you provide this evidence that you were trying to say now, the explanation?
My answer is, but the audit did not ask for this at the time when I was there.
No, that would not be true. They have the voucher numbers. How will they have access to these voucher numbers? If you don't provide them. Where you don't provide voucher numbers, they will say clearly that you fail to provide vouchers for certain payments. That would be the finding. But where you provide them and they are in duplicate form, they will now say it is in duplicate form. So again, your answer is not correct. Is that not the case, sir?
Yes, that's the case.
Turn to page 28, the fraud risk assessment. Is there any system in place when you were appointed to detect fraud of any kind?
No.
Why?
There was no fraud. It was never in place.
Why?
Well, it was not in place.
I want to understand why. Whose duty is it to do that? Mr. Sallah, are you willing to answer questions, sir?
Yes, I said it was not formed. There was no risk assessed.
But I had asked a follow-up question.
I don't know why it was, because I didn't know that it should be installed. I didn't know that whether a risk committee should be informed. I didn't know that.
Mr. Sallah, what do you know at the time?
I didn't know that there should be a risk committee formed. I didn't know that when I joined the council. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that there should be that you should come with a system in relation to detecting fraud and then minimizing the risk?
No.
But because you were the risk yourself. You and the CEO, you were the risk yourself. So it would not make sense, because what they are saying is the council did not currently have any fraud risk mechanism in place to detect and report possible fraud. In addition to that, the following were noted. Several collectors who committed suspected fraudulent activities in the past have been recycled into sensitive revenue collection zones without any monitoring mechanism. A good number of these staff have recommitted the same activities during the current period under review. Is that a true statement, sir?
Not in my time as Director of Finance.
We'll find out.
Yes.
But this is in 2020.
Yeah.
You came in well before 2020. You came in 2019.
The auditors that the collectors that were mentioned in the previous audits, because when I came as Director of Finance, then it was, I think, about 3 staffs were there and the accounts department. So what we did was, I said it here yesterday, we wrote to the National Audit Office asking for an advice. And it was through the General Counsel, we said, let them incorporate it back and they pay their liabilities. Before the council, we lose those monies. And that's what we did. And when they came first, I think they worked for almost 1 year and without being giving GTR receipt books.
Well, did you have any disciplinary hearing with respect to any kind regarding any revenue collector for failure to deposit or account for any monies?
Disappearing?
Disciplinary.
Hearings?
Yes.
No.
Have you had cause to caution any officer regarding monies that they have collected but did not deposit?
Well, that was the time. That is the time that I am saying that when the former collectors, those collectors involved in those fraud, that was the only time.
Mr. Sallah,
we had that.
Mr. Sallah, can
yes.
we have a direct answer?
Yes, that's what
Hear me out. When you were appointed Director of Finance, was there any period or any time or any situation wherein you had to take action because a particular collector or collectors failed to deposit monies or monies that they have collected?
No.
It never happened?
No.
The conference center?
Yes.
Who is the who oversees the conference center?
Momadou Seydi Ba.
Momadou Seydi Ba. Did the audit report not find out that he failed to deposit some monies collected?
I think, Mr. Gomez, I will be always. It was after the audit report that they sent, that they make those things, and I was not privy with the audit report.
But how can you not be privy with the situation on the ground?
No, I didn't know that he was holding revenues and that he did not deposit.
But how will you know when you are dealing with private revenue, privately purchased receipt books? With you yourself is the custodian at the time. You were the custodian at the time. We have, you know, Lamin DM Cham?
Yes, he's a collector.
Is Lamin DM Cham not a collector?
Yes.
Has he had any issue before?
Yes.
What was the issue, sir?
He has suppressed revenue before I came in, and he was under suspension.
When was that?
That was 2018 audited accounts.
So was he employed back in the system?
Yes, he was employed back.
And then he continued to be a revenue collector?
Yes, he continued.
That was what exactly this particular finding is talking about. And now you are denying that.
But that's what I said. I said some of them, they were those collectors whom I mentioned had shortages, and we wrote for an advice through the National Audit Office, and they said it was if we recovered those monies and brought them back.
Where's the advice? Did they advise you to do that?
Pardon me?
The National Audit Office advised you to do that?
No, we wrote to them,
yes,
asking for an advice.
Yes.
Because we found it that if they don't come, council is going to lose those monies.
If they
and when we wrote to them to say that we are seeking for advice to bring those collectors who had shortages, and when they came in, when the auditors came in for 2021 to re-audit, they were asked and they showed their receipts, their deposits to the banks, to the auditors.
Then why are you denying? You said this did not happen in your time. You said that it never happened in your time. That this particular finding that you recycle the same collectors that were found wanting or adversely mentioned, you said that they did not. This incident never happened in your time.
I think you don't understand what I was saying.
What were you trying to say?
I said that those collectors who were found wanting
Yes.
later on, I said it yesterday, even though we went to the bank to took a loan, that they take their individual loans and pay to the council's account. And when the audits come again, they were asked their bank deposits, and it was cleared by them.
You said you wrote a letter, and that the idea is they have to come back and then work so that you can recover your money.
Exactly.
But that's the point.
Yes.
This particular finding by the auditors is very clear.
Yes.
So you don't have to deny that. You are not being realistic, you are not being truthful. That is the point. You recycle them back into the system, and they will commit further acts of fraud. And you want to sit here and deny that? It happens in your time.
I will never encourage collectors to do fraud.
You do that because when
I will never. I don't do that.
But your explanation suggests that you encourage that.
That is not my mission.
Now, Lyman DM Cham gave a statement 19 October 2023. And in the second paragraph, he said that on the issue of unaccounted canteen, by the way, did you at any point in time receive cash from any collector?
I said it here, I never received any cash from any collector, because I said I had a series of memos sent to collectors, finance directors, that all monies to the bank.
Oh, we have seen that. We have seen that with finance directors. Lyman to show an example as well. Those memos don't say anything.
Yeah, it's a different thing. I'm a different person with other.
Yes. I mean, we haven't seen that difference, Mr. Sallah.
Anyway, I can swear, I had never collected any dime from any collector. I can say it. That is my statement.
Now, the second paragraph of Lyman DM Cham's statement reads, on the issue of unaccounted canteen collections queried by the auditors totaling $114,550, I remember paying these monies to the then Director of Finance Bai Gibbi Sallah on 2 different days, with $73,050 and $71,600, and he subsequently issued me 2 receipts. What is your reaction to that? And the receipts are attached here.
It's the biggest lie. I never collect any dime. I said it, and I said it again, and I will say it. They always, when they deposit,
can you?
I say it's a lie. It's a lie against me, because.
Can you hear me out, please? When I ask you a question, just answer the questions, and probably instead of saying dime, you want to say money. You understand? It's much more appropriate. I will not say that second time again, sir. Yes, give your answer to this assertion.
I say it's the biggest lie. I never collected any butut from any collector. What I do is, when they deposit to the bank, they bring a deposit slip, I give them receipts. But to say that they have given me money is the biggest lie.
You don't agree with Lyman DM?
It's totally incorrect. I never collect $2 from any collector. I said it, and I continue saying it, and I will say it. I have never, and I said it, and I always say it, that take all monies to the bank. That is my statement.
That's okay.
Yes.
All right. We'll come back to this issue, but just to tell you that witnesses have also said that you collect money from them, and you will issue them with a receipt. You will in fact instruct the cashier to issue them with a receipt, and the receipts they will exhibit, issued by the cashier. You get the money, and you ask the cashier to give them the receipt. They have the receipts here exhibited, and then we will show you when we arrive in the situation in due course. Do you understand that? Now, the second issue regarding the fraud assessment is that several no fraud detection and prevention mechanisms were instituted in the aftermath of the committing the suspected fraud, even though it was repeatedly recommended by both internal and external audits. Were you having recommendations from audit?
Where I?
Having recommendations from audit, as per the second point of page 28.
Yes.
You had some, and then even with those recommendations, you failed to act on them?
These recommendations didn't. I think, I don't know, Mr. Gomez. I think before these recommendations cannot be implemented while we don't have this. And by the time these recommendations came, I was not there.
You could not have implemented the recommendations because of what?
I said,
Yes.
these recommendations is after the audit exercise.
Yes.
And it was dated on the 18th of July.
Yes.
That 18th of July, I was not in Mansakonko, so there is no way that this can be implemented by myself. Then I was already gone to Basse.
What is the 18th of July? The audit report?
Yes.
I am not talking about the audit report. I am not referring to the audit report. I am referring to the communications you have had from internal audit. Don't you have a unit, like internal audit unit?
We have.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to. Those recommendations. Why did you not act on them? Go ahead, sir.
They were not implemented.
Why?
They were not implemented.
But why? You were employed to implement this recommendation to make sure you minimize the fraud that was happening in your institution. Why would you not do that? Do you want to have an answer to that, sir?
They were not implemented. That is my answer.
You don't know why they were implemented?
Yes.
Were you the Director of Finance at the time?
I was.
Was it your responsibility to implement it? Do you know at the time that you had to implement this?
I said it earlier on that I never knew that a fraud committee should be constituted. That's what I said.
He didn't say a fraud committee.
A fraud mechanism. I don't know.
See, Mr. Sallah, the recommendation, the audit did not say a fraud committee. It says fraud mechanism.
Yeah.
Fraud risk assessment.
Then
you must be in a position to also know that the policies you will have in the area council will be able to minimize fraud. But the point now is, if you yourself do not follow procedure, you don't follow the guidelines, you don't follow the dictates of the financial manual, then you yourself will be the number one person that will be the biggest risk to the institution financially. Do you understand that? Failure to follow the financial manual is the first biggest risk to the institution. Do you agree with that?
Okay.
Okay is not an answer, sir. You have to say yes or you have to say no. And I repeat, if you say no, you have to provide a convincing answer.
But I said it here several times that there was no fraud mechanism instituted. That's what I said.
I understand that. My question is not that. Yeah. That we had covered that. Do you know at the time you were supposed to do it?
Do I know?
At the time that you were supposed to have a mechanism of that nature.
I didn't know that at that time.
But you did not familiarize yourself with the financial manual?
No, not very at that time.
But you were supposed to familiarize yourself with that?
Yes, that's true.
And that is the biggest risk?
Yes.
Good. Now, page 30. Turn to page 30. Financial statement not presented. We had this issue in 2019. 2019, we had this issue that you did not present financial statements.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
It was repeated again in 2020. Financial statements again, it says that the council did not present its financial statement for the years ended 31st December 2020 and 31st December 2021 for audit review. Was that correct, sir?
Yes, that was correct.
Why will you not present?
In regards to the preparing of financial statement for 2020, it delays because at that time, even the financial statement has debtors and liabilities and also fixed assets. At that time, they were not ready, and we were working on to the final statements for 2022, 2021, because those ones were IFMIS listing. We went to the IFMIS office because the IFMIS, some of the revenue lines were not captured when we were preparing those things.
Go ahead, proceed, please. Proceed.
And were not captured as a result of classifications of revenues into revenue heads. under the notes also were not. So at that time when they requested, we said, I personally said, let me clear the financial statements for 2021, then later submit to them, because they were asking for both the financial 2020 and the 2021. But later on, it was submitted.
It was submitted.
Yes.
See, where is the proof that it was submitted?
Well, I submitted it to the National Audit Office.
Where's your copy?
I don't have the copy here.
Not here.
Yes.
Can you provide a copy?
Yes, I can.
That you have submitted that was
yes,
approved?
I can submit it. If in the system, if the system was here, we can print the 2021 audited financial statements, and the 2020 respectively. The 2021 financial statement is in the IFMIS. That one is at a glance you print them and present it, and that's what we have done. The challenges we had was since on the 2020, because at that time it was done, everything was done on manual. But the 2021 financial statements, they are prepared. Even if Miss Network is here, we can print it. I have my network system.
Well,
print and send it, and it was sent.
They further stated that the Director of Finance has promised to present it before the finalization of the draft management letter, but still remained unpresented.
Yeah, it was presented.
No, I'm just telling you what the finding is.
Yeah.
But then how can you prepare a financial statement if you don't do bank reconciliations?
No, it's not only the bank reconciliation where that can stop you of preparing the.
I didn't say it is the only one, but
Yes.
I know you cannot prepare a financial statement if you don't have a bank reconciliation.
No, of course you can prepare.
How? Tell us.
You can extract it from the ledger balance. I'm an accountant by profession. You can extract from.
You have not showcased that.
You can extract from the.
You have not showcased you being an accountant by profession, because what we have seen now is a total departure. You don't even have policies, accounting policies that you even will show to the auditors that you adopt. So don't come here and tell us you are accountant by profession when you don't practice your profession. All we see is public funds being mismanaged. You don't say that again here. So let's talk about the bank reconciliation. You don't do bank reconciliation. Is that not a fact?
Very well.
Yes. And if you don't do bank reconciliation, as it is captured in page 39, just turn back, we'll come back on page 39, where it clearly outlines you don't do bank reconciliation. Mr. Sallah.
Mr. Gomez, I said it here, whatever I do.
Let's answer the question.
I did not do it.
Good. So now, page 39, monthly bank reconciliations not performed. Not even once. Not even once. You can't account for the public funds, not even a month. You have been there for like 2 years or more. You sit here and tell us that you prepare a financial statement for 2021. How can you do that?
Then what was the essence of the essence of having the system is to do the financial reports. Under whether bank reconciliation is done in the IFMIS or not, it can generate the reports by itself. That's what I mean.
The report will not be a complete financial statement.
It will be.
Without a bank reconciliation. Are you saying it's not necessary to have bank reconciliation, sir?
I'm not saying that.
It says that.
Sorry.
Please proceed.
Mr. Sallah, I just want to be clear. Is it possible to produce a report, your financial report, without looking at your banking transactions?
Without
you can generate a report
without
the banking transactions?
No, you cannot.
You cannot.
No.
But you can provide a draft of your transactions based on your cash books and your ledgers,
Including the bank statements.
including the bank statements.
Yes.
So for you to have a comprehensive look at any account,
Yes.
the bank statements, the reconciliations must be there.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Ms. Sallah, any other question from the commissioners? Ms. Sallah, can you read what we have on page 2030 regarding the Finance and Audit Act 2024, which has been quoted, reprinted verbatim, with respect to the the financial statements. No, please, on page 39, sorry, 2.3.2, it made reference to the financial and accounting manual for local government authorities. Read it loud, please.
Page 39.
Yes.
The findings.
No, just below the heading, monthly bank reconciliations not performed. What the law says regarding bank reconciliation.
Section 903 of the Financial Accounting Manual of the Local Government Authority states, the balance shown on the monthly bank statements received from the bank will usually not agree with the balance showing in the cash book. Certain transactions recorded by the council may not have been recorded by the bank, and vice versa. In order to agree on the balance shown on the bank statements, the cash book, a bank reconciliation statement must be prepared monthly by the Director of Finance. A copy of the statement must be filed for reference purpose.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
What is your understanding of that?
This, I said it yesterday, that the difference would be the cash COT.
What is your understanding of this particular law that you have read and you said you agree with it?
Yes, that a bank statement, that a bank reconciliation should be prepared in.
Yes, because it is paramount.
Yes.
Because failure to have one, it will be impossible to account for the accurate financial position of the council.
Yes, the differences would be the.
No, not the difference. Is that what it is saying?
Yes.
That is what we were talking about.
And let me explain further, because the reason would be the cash, the COT, the cash on transaction, those are the charges. Those are the differences.
No, those are not the only differences. There could be many errors. There could be many things that you need to account for, and therefore you have to do a proper reconciliation before you can have a financial statement, sir.
Okay.
Is that not the case?
Yes, that's true.
So for all the time you have been employed, you failed to provide and prepare a bank reconciliation.
Yes.
And so you can't account for the finances of council. Is that not the case?
Yes.
And so you wouldn't know where the money has gone to. You answer?
Money is gone to the bank.
Yes, we will only see the money that are deposited into the bank accounts. But you don't even have a cash book. Is that not the case, sir?
Yes.
Is it you don't have a complete cash book, or you don't have a cash book at all?
I don't have a cash book. We have the main cash book.
That's under you.
Yes.
So you don't have, you have that, is that up to date?
No, it's not up to date. Because since I came in, I said it in the beginning, that whatever transaction that I do, in fact, what was entered, I have a specific cash book that I was doing. That was the system that I tailor-made from an accounting system called Sun. So those are the ones that are, and that is one we submitted to when the auditors came in. Those are the cash book that I submitted, and I said it here in the first day of my testimony. The National Audit Office personnel are here. When they came in, I submitted those ones from my computer, and I said it the first day when I came in that my computer got cracked and I cannot recover those.
Mazara, you were supposed to keep an up-to-date cash book, which you failed to do.
Yes.
With all this explanation, that is the conclusion. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I will take it.
Please speak loud.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly. So no need for the beating around the bush trying to convince people. That is just the conclusion. Now, you would not have an asset register. You had spoken so much about the not having documentation in relation to the liabilities of for and against council before when you came in, and therefore it kind of hindered your work. Is that not the case?
Yes, we developed the asset registers, and later before yes, that was the case.
Right now, turn to page 31. The annual approved budget was not presented to the auditors. Did you at the time have was the budget approved?
Yeah, sometimes we had delays of approving budgets. We will go for bilaterals, send our documents to them before they are approved. Some of them are not even approved. I think all councils have the same experiences. We will send our budgets. We will go for bilaterals, and it will take decades before they approve. Sometimes,
Decades will be.
yes, because they don't write to us.
Decades will be more like 20 years or more.
So anyhow, you think about it.
Mr.
But what I'm trying to say, they will not respond to us.
The chairperson wants to ask a question.
Mr. Sallah, we want you to be very precise. When you say when you go for bilaterals, please tell us where do you go for bilaterals, who do you meet on these bilaterals, and who do you write to?
The ministry write to us to submit our projected budgets.
Yes.
On different dates. So we will go for bilaterals first. We will clean up there are some adjustments we do, and that it has a committee. I think Ministry of Finance, National Revenue, GRA, personnel. There are a few members, and Director of Governance. I cannot. It's constituted some members that's constitute. So we will go for the bilaterals. We will display our budgets. That this is what we expected. These are the revenue lines. These are the expenditure lines. And from there, some of the expenditure lines will be cut down. Some will say, until we agreed, then we will wipe up all, clean up the budgets, and resubmitting again. And when we resubmit, I cannot remember in any point in time that we resubmit our budgets and it is approved. But when we clean up, because the auditors were asking the one that was approved, when the budget is cleaned up, we will come to the office and input it to the system so that it will be in the budget, it will be in the system for operation. And they were asking for the approved budget from the minister that was signed, and that during my time, there was never an instance, whereas we have a copy signed by the permanent secretary or the director of governance to say that yes, your budget has been approved. But after the budget, after the bilaterals, they will be asking. Sometimes we go for bilateral 3 times. They will say, clean up this, wipe this, add this, adjust this, until it is final. So when it is final, then that's the budget we put to the system, and that is our tool. But there was no instances whereas we have received copy, because I told you I have never seen, whereas they were asking for the approval, the one that is been approved from the minister, and that we don't have.
So if I am getting you, it means in 2020 and in 2021, you did not receive an approved budget from the Ministry of Local Government.
Yeah, when we conclude with the bilaterals,
yes,
until we said yes, it is okay.
yes,
We will print it back and send it to them.
yes,
Then we will say that one is the approved budget. But it's for them, they were asking that the one that is being signed, that I don't think if any of the council has. I have never, I don't know. But I cannot remember that. But we will be adjusting, because sometimes I can remember even in 2020, 2021, we asked about 2 times to CLAB until we agreed to say that yes, this is the budget for Mansakonko Area Council for 2021 and 2020 respectively. And those are our weapons, and those are the ones we go by.
yes, but you have said that when you agree and say that this is the final budget.
Yes.
Do you think that it is not treacherous for you to have acted on a budget that is not signed off by the permanent secretary, only by word of mouth, it's been approved? Because where it is not signed off, I believe it is not sealed for you to, because there are specific issues outlined in the financial manual that you must have your budget approved. And the reasons why it is provided for in the provision of the law is to make sure that if you need additional budget support, you have the authority to write and request, because what was approved for you perhaps is not sufficient or there are issues. And it seems to us that what you are telling the Commission is that in 2019, whilst you were there, you did not see an approved budget. In 2020, your budget was not approved formally. And in 2021, the budget is also not approved formally. Is that what you are telling the Commission?
Yes, I just want to tell you. You know, we are in 2024.
Yes.
We are 2024.
Yes.
All councils are operating illegal budgets because 2024 we could have our budget.
Can you repeat that, please?
I said 2024.
Yes.
You know, we are supposed to operate for 2024.
Yes.
Our final budget should have been approved and sealed since in December to have our implementation for 2024. But that's not the case because the preparations of the budgets starts in September, run to December. But now that even now we are in 2022, we have not started the bilaterals. It was just last week, it was last week we were called to submit our proposed budget for 2024 and preparing for bilaterals. So meaning, you know, there are a lot of consequences, there are a lot of delayances that we had. And sometimes it's not only the councils, but also the ministry should support us. You know, I think even last time we said, if we want councils to benefit from the national budgets, I think the budget should be submitted earlier on so that it will be incorporated to the system. But if we had until in January now, we are yet to do the bilaterals. By the time all councils will prepare, finance, approved, because sometimes we will go 3 to 4 times, like for a council to have a qualified budget. It will take almost 1 month, and that will be only the 3rd to the 2nd month of the year.
But Mr. Sallah, did the law not state that by June of every year, you must submit your draft?
The latest is September, yes.
Yes, but the law specifies that by June.
Yes.
And then it is further extended to September.
Yes.
Is it provided for in the financial manual to say that September is the latest period of time that you need to submit?
Yeah, during my time, we always prepared it by September, so that we have from January to September as actuals. Then the remaining 3 months we will forecast. Then at the end of the year, we incorporated it.
Yes. Now, so the variations you will have in the budget, in terms of implementing the budget, do you seek further authorization from the ministry?
The variances?
Yes, in your budget, since it's not formally approved. What do you do in situations where you find that there are some variances or there are some issues with the budget? Do you just go ahead, adjust it internally?
No. You know, we have what we call, we have, the system will tell you, you go environment. And environment, we don't do it by ourselves because the environment, we taking from one revenue sources to another one. We have to be supported by the accountant general because and that one we will write to say that specifically why we want to via from one revenue line to another line. And that they will open up the system for us to have the opportunity. Otherwise, if you click in, it will say no funds. So when the funds are transferred for that respective, and then that's the time that you can make the payments.
But then, if you don't have your formal budget, how would you input the budget in the IFMIS system if it is not signed off by the ministry?
What we do is when we had for us, what we believe in, when we go for the last bilateral, until we all agree that yes, this is the final setup, what is left is to clean up and present and submit to the Ministry of Lands that we consider to be the final budget. Those are the ones we take and input into the budget system and do our operations. Because that one is the final one, that one we all agreed. What is only left is for the permanent secretary or the director of government to sign, to say, yes, this budget is approved, and that's that, and that's what we do.
So do you think that is a big anomaly?
Well, it should be supported. It should be signed by the permanent secretary or the director of governance, I think. That's what the act is saying.
Thank you.
Let's just discuss some few issues before we proceed with the audit report. At any time, the council, did you employ the service of a legal practitioner?
Legal practitioner?
Yeah, legal practitioner.
No, not
lawyer.
Not in my presence. I'm not aware.
So you have never had cause to work with any lawyer that
No.
you have to pay fees?
No.
How about advisors?
Advisors?
Yes, of any kind?
No.
Loan schemes were issued, no?
Loans to staffs?
Yes?
Yes.
Can you please tell us about loan schemes?
Well, there was no, loan schemes, most of the time, there are some few times, I think two I can remember, but what we encourage most of the staff is to acquire loans from the bank, because we said that we are limited in the budget.
Did you have loan schemes?
Loan schemes?
Where you issued out loans?
Yeah, but on a very rare occasions.
Tell us about that, sir.
Yes. I can remember one or two issues we've been given loans, but the rest, when they apply, we encourage them to go to the bank.
Forget about the encouragement. That is not relevant. If anyone wants
there was
that,
no scheme. There was no loan scheme. There was no loan policy, if I may want to. But yes, we have given out one or two loans.
There were no loan policies, but you have given out loans.
Yes, that's true.
Who were the beneficiaries? Do you recall?
I cannot remember them now.
When can you give us the names?
Yes, I will contact the finance.
When will you give us the name?
I will call
by Monday, because today is Thursday already. So, can you provide the details by Monday?
No, Monday will be too short.
How?
Yes, because I have no intention of going back to this place until on Monday.
It's not about you having intention. I mean, you don't have to. We don't play by your rules. Honorable Chairperson, we want to request that the witness provide details regarding the beneficiaries of the loan that they were issuing to staff, and the timeline we will leave that to the chairperson.
Mrs. Sallah, when do you think you can contact your former office to provide that information?
I said it here yesterday that I'm sick. I need to see my doctor on Monday, and I have no time. I said after checking my doctor, and that's the time that I'll go back. And while I'm going back, I can drop to Mansakongo to clear those things.
Then we will give you till Wednesday next week to provide us with the details.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, briefly tell us the process of preparing the budget whilst you were there as Director of Finance. How do you prepare the budget?
Before November, we used to send memos to all departments' heads, and I think I have copies of those notes. We used to send letters to head of departments requesting for their projected
Yes.
I'm just searching for that document here. We will write to head of departments and councillors to give us their expected expenditures for the year, like collectors, like councillors for their ward projects. So when they submit, we have a general council meeting to say that yes, these are the projects that we can do for 2021 and are approved. Then those are the ones that we put in the budget and go for bilaterals.
Yes,
that is participatory budgeting system we do.
You were saying you have, you're looking for a document. Have you seen it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I have the memos that we send to all head of departments requesting for their Yes, I have a copy here. To all heads of departments from the finance director. This was 26th of August 2021.
Can we see that?
Yes, submission of all planned expenditures.
Can we see that, sir? Is that document a copy or an original?
This one is the original.
We applied to tender, but this seems to be a photocopy. The Sallah.
I said it's the original.
Can you please come again?
I said it's the original.
Yeah, I am saying it seems to be a photocopy. I'm not sure whether you have looked at it properly, and it doesn't have a signature as well.
This is an internal memo.
Internal memos will not be signed, no?
Anyway, it wasn't signed, but it's the original, because that was the one I filed, and the ones that I photocopied, I sent to head of departments and the councillors.
Yes, we'll show it to the commissioners.
Now, Mr. Sallah, is this the standard format you use as internal memos at the council? That they will not bear any signature?
Yes, that is what I used.
Can you give? Can you please come?
Yes, Mr. Sallah,
Yes.
just to ask for clarification purposes, if you, do you have a copy with you, the letter?
Do I have?
A copy of the memo with you,
a
currently? Is there a copy that you have? Do you have a copy right now?
No, I don't have.
Yes, so the content reads that the Office of the Director of Finance writes to remind you of the above subject that was sent to your office on the 12th of August 2021. And then the second paragraph reads that on this regard, the Office of the Director of Finance is highly soliciting the cooperation of your office by submitting your planned expenditures on or before Friday, 3rd of August 2021. And this letter was supposedly dated the 26th of August 2021. How is that possible?
It was?
The date is 26th of August 2021. You were reminded them of a letter sent on the 12th of August 2021, and in the content you are still asking them to submit before the 3rd of August. Do you understand? Do you understand what I am saying, sir?
No, I
or
don't.
should I repeat?
Yes.
The letter is dated the 26th of August 2021, which supposes or presupposes that you have sent the letter on.
You know, this is a follow-up letter.
You had
know.
asked me to make clarification, to make clarification. Or do you now understand?
No, I'm just concerned about the dates you are saying. Maybe the date could have been an error, but I could.
Do you understand what is wrong with the dates?
This was a follow-up letter. Previously, we sent a letter, and this is a reminder.
Now, what we have is 26th of August 2021 is what you have. There's a date on the letter, which means it was sent probably on that day or after that day.
Yes.
And then in the letter it states that the Office of the Director of Finance writes to remind you of the above subject that was sent to your office on the 12th of August 2021.
Yes.
You made reference to a letter that was sent on the 12th of August
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
And you are making reference to that date on the 26th of August 2021.
Yes.
And still you were asking them to send their planned expenditures on or before Friday, the 3rd of August 2021. That is probably not consistent.
That was a mistake.
A mistake, but the letter is not even signed.
Pardon?
The letter is not even signed, the memo.
No, it's not signed, but it's from the Office of the Director of Finance.
Well, I'm just trying to highlight these
Yes.
inconsistencies. Do you agree with that there are inconsistencies? All of the things that are highlighted?
Well,
Mr. Sallah, I understand you're not feeling well. I had told you you have to communicate to the commissioners regarding anything with respect to your health. But what we will not take is you murmuring and not giving answers. Do you understand that?
I said it's not signed since at the beginning. That's what I said.
Do you understand the consequences, the contradictions with respect to the dates?
The contradiction is a human error. Everybody is bound to make mistakes.
I'm not saying it's not an error. Do you understand that they exist?
Yes.
And it's not signed, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's just for the purpose of the record. Honorable Chairperson, we will apply to tender the memo as presented by the witness dated the 26th of August 2021 with the necessary, with the highlighted inconsistencies with respect to the dates, and it is not signed as well in evidence as an exhibit. And we urge that the weight to be attached to that letter be considered by the commissioners.
A memo dated the 26th of August 2021 addressed to all heads of department, and the said memo is said to be from the Director of Finance with the caption submission of all planned expenditures. And the memo is copied to the Chairman, Mansakonko Area Council, the CEO, Mansakonko Area Council, Director of Planning, Procurement, Internal Audit, Cleansing Service, and Marketing. The said memo is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/MKAC/BGS/003.
As the commission places. Now, in preparing your budget, do you consider, how do you deal with the revenue lines, the income or the expected income of the council for the year on the review?
You know, the revenue, the rates and tax, they have, we do assessments. First, before we go for assessments on the rates and tax. And they have Form B, where each of the districts will have their total revenues, expected revenue for that particular year after the assessment. And also the lancings also, they go for assessments to determine how much each lancing, each sub should pay. Yes. And
have you, go ahead, sir.
And from there, when we have the total listing, then that is the time that we categorize. Of course, in the IFMIS, it has even categories of trade licenses, because you have category A to category C, where category A is revenue received from 1,000 to 10,000, from 10,000, like different. It categorizes with IFMIS. That is why it is also is user friendly. So with the other revenues like the demand notes, also, you know, and also licenses for commercial parastatals like QCell, AvriCell, also they have assessed, because we revenue collectors goes around in their respective areas to during the assessment. They will also assess antennas for those commercial parastatals, and we send the demand notes for them. And all those revenues are put together to form the budget.
Do you have a report at the end of the exercise, the assessment exercise?
A report at the end of the exercise? Yes. At the end of each exercise, of course, they have the Form B for rates and tax. And also there is a form that they use to assess subs. Also they have those forms that we all combine and add to total to have the total license. And
but you don't have a report with respect to the assessment exercise. You don't prepare a report for it.
No, we don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
So therefore, no, you can't lay your hands on any document to say that this is the assessment that was done in for this year, and then that's the report, and to highlight how it was conducted, who conducted the assessment, and then what the total baseline would be for the year.
No, the assessment is done in a way that collectors will be identified, posted to in the respective wards, and at the end of the day, after the assessment, they will have what we call Form B.
Yes.
That's where they add the table up. That's give the table up for all the revenue, rates and tax for that particular listing. So those are the forms that we put together to calculate, to know the total rates per region.
That is my point. That is as far as it gets, but there would not be any formal preparation of report to indicate how it was done.
No.
And the accumulated figure altogether.
Yes.
Would that not be the more ideal situation?
Yes, that's a learning point.
It's a learning point.
Yes.
Anyways, now what was the baseline for in 2020?
2020. The budget.
The revenue baseline.
No, I cannot remember offhand, because since 2020 I have not laid down. I cannot remember offhand.
You can't remember. 2021, do you know?
No.
Do you have documents in that regard?
The 2020 budgets is in the both 2020, 2021, under 2022 respectively are in the finance director's computer.
But they were not approved. They were not approved. 2020 wasn't approved.
What I said, after
you just answer the question. It was not approved, was it?
Yes, was not. It wasn't.
2021 wasn't approved.
No.
But you're working on with budget preparation that were not approved.
It was. That is what I wanted to explain. And you, the reason why when we go for bilateral, I said it. When we go for bilaterals,
yes.
Until because I can remember even 3 times we went for the bilaterals. We was asked, cut this, add this. There are some that we will adjust. There must be some adjustments. So after the final adjustment, and that is the final meaning that budget is been approved verbally, And we
There is
will.
no verbal approval of budget.
Yeah, but that
Salah, don't-
we agreed. We will agree to that. This is the budget that we are going to use for 2021.
Yes.
That is what I am saying.
Yes.
When we agree that this is the budget for 2021,
Yes.
then it is the responsibility of us now to send those clean
Say
up budget.
us, say you.
Me, yes,
Yes.
to clean up the budget and submit, which we do. So waiting for the approval. So if you want to wait for those approvals, because for us we said that once it was agreed in the committee, with the committee, that this is the budget that we are going to operate, then we will put it in the system to do our transactions.
You go ahead. You just say it loud.
Yes,
That you don't wait for the approvals. You just go ahead with the budget you have prepared and approved among yourselves, and that's it. You don't wait for the approvals.
Not among ourselves, but it was agreed with the panel, not ourselves.
That's among yourselves. That's as simple as it can get. So you don't. You have you at any time had the approval subsequently?
No.
Okay. But then you are operating in line with the budget that was not approved in 2020. Is that advisable?
It's not.
Why would you do that as a chief financial advisor of council? So how will we know that the budget that you're working with is the true and then the accurate confirmed budget of council when it is not approved?
No, that is the approved by, because even in our preparation we have the draft, the final. It's there in the system. We have the draft, the second submission, and the final budgets. That's it.
So is that now they said in the findings on page 32, 31? Sorry.
Sorry, Council.
Yes.
On the issue of the budget, Mr. Sallah, Council has asked you about the assessment, and you have indicated that there is no report to show. How you said the collectors are identified to go and make assessment,
Yes.
and those are the people that have discretion to charge the chargeable fees for the taxpayers, right? Now, my question is, did you people avert your mind to the Local Government Act with respect to charging of fees, particularly Section 56 of the Local Government Act? Did you have any recourse to look at the law in the course of doing your assessment to see whether you are in compliance with the law?
No, each of before we go for the assessments, we have the tariffs. We are guided by the tariffs, and based on the tariff, that is what the collectors use to support to charge. And at some instance, we will even invite.
Now, those tariffs.
Yes.
Which are the tariffs that Mansakonko Area Council is using as we speak? The tariffs that have been gazetted.
Yes, those are the ones that we use.
Yes. Which one of them? Which year?
I think it is the only gazetted document is 2002 gazetted. I think that's the only one we use, that all councils use. I think that's what.
So now when you tell us that you use that as the baseline, so does that presuppose that you use it as a guide, but you do not charge what is contained in the 2002 gazetted fees guidelines?
We charge as it contains in that. Because, for instance, if they have to go.
No, let me just be clear. So, you charge exactly what is contained in the gazette. That is what you charge.
Yes.
The taxpayers.
Yes, that's the tariff they use.
But Mr. Sallah, collectors have come in here and said those fees are reviewed because when they go to do the assessments, they check the content of your business. Yes. And charge you accordingly.
That is what is in the tariff. The tariff is saying that if they check the shop is more than 10,000, it's in the tariffs.
Yes.
Then the tariff will say if the shop is more than 10,000 or 10,000, you check in the tariff to say that yes, you're supposed to pay 2,500. Okay. And that is what is guiding them. It's not that they will just go to the shop and say that, yes, this shop is 100,000, so you pay a certain amount. But they are guided by the tariff, because the tariff is saying that from category A to this is the amount you're supposed to pay. From category A to Z, this is the amount you're supposed to pay. And they are guided. When they look at the shop, they say that they estimate that total revenue or total income for the shop, then if it is 50,000, 100,000, they are guided.
Now, my reason for asking is that we have seen, and evidence have been given here before this commission. Institutions have been charged different fees from what is contained in the tariffs. The reason why I'm asking is because tariffs, collectors have been charging tariffs that are not contained in the Gazette. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that could be a possibility, but I wouldn't know myself.
Thank you.
Mr. Sallah, when is a budget is legally usable?
The budget is usable by first day of January. It should be incorporated in the system, and that is why we send those memos in August, so that from January to September, by the time we go for bilaterals, we will be able to calculate the actuals from January to September.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. When is the budget that you are using legally operational? Is it when it is signed?
Yes, when it is.
By who?
When we done the bilaterals, because I would not say that when it is signed, because I said it here that it is during my time there was no, but when we agreed at the bilateral that this is the approved budget, then that is the time it is illegal. It is legally used.
Why does the minister have to approve or sign your budget?
Why?
Why?
To make it illegal.
So if it is not signed by the minister, therefore it is not legal.
Oh, well, it is not our responsibility.
No, it's a yes or a no.
Yes.
If the minister doesn't sign, it is not legal.
Yes.
So you have been operating an illegal budget.
Well, we present our...
No. I'm just following up from your answers. It's a yes or a no. The minister's signature has not been appended on your budget to make it legally binding. Now you operated that budget for almost a whole year. So my question to you is, the operation you are using the budget to is illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I think, Mr. Sallah, point of rectification or point of correction. I think the approving authority for the budget is the General Council, not the minister or the Ministry for Local Government. Like you pointed out, it is through the bilaterals. You prepare the budget with your input, you send it to the ministry do their observations, they invite you for the bilaterals, they do their observations, and then you adjust your operations, the observations that have been made, and then it is sent back to the ministry, and finally, if that is okay with them, then the final copy is taken to General Council, and then the General Council approves the budget, and then you start spending. So in essence, like you pointed out, once the bilaterals have been, the budget has been cleared at the bilateral level, then it is legally binding for the council to implement upon the approval of General Council. Thank you.
Mr. Sallah,
Yes.
were you given an appointment letter when you were appointed to the position of the Director of Finance?
Hmm?
Were
Whether I was given a letter of appointment, yes?
Yes. In the letter, is there any portion that stated that you should familiarize yourself with the financial instructions, the the rule books, and the Local Government Act?
Yes.
Did you do that?
No.
Thank you.
Mrs. Sallah, let me just take you back a bit on the issue of you have exhibit LGC/MKAC/BGS/003 has indicated the dates upon which the various departments needed to submit their planned expenditures. But Section 35 of the Local Government Finance and Audit Act of 2004, Section 35 of the Finance and Audit Act of the Local Government 2004, clearly and mandatorily provided for you a process, and not the process that you have adopted. Because it has stated that a country should surrender to the Secretary of State an annual financial statement in such form as is provided by the financial manual, and shall, before the first day of June in each year, publish the annual financial statement and the report of the auditor on it at its own offices. This is to allow you to have a clear picture of what you have done up to June, so that when you start the issue of your budget, you understand, you are clear. It is just to make projections on the inputs for the remaining quarter of the year. Is that not so?
Yes.
So it will not be correct, as you have stated, that it is in September that the deadline is given for the submission of the details of what their expenditures are.
Anyway,
It's not provided for either in the financial manual or in the act.
Okay.
Or in the, yes.
But what we councils, we believe that we prepared from January to September, and by September we should be able to, because if you check all our budgets,
yes,
the actuals are calculated from January to September. Then by September, November, we should go for bilateral, so that by January we input this thing.
So can you provide us with the budget for 2019, 2020, and 2021 and 2022?
The budget for 2019 was not prepared by me, but 2020, 2021.
But I believe the institution should have
Yes.
a record.
Yes.
And it will be based on that budget,
Yes,
that you've continued to complete the third quarter of 2019, right?
Exactly, yes.
So we should have access to that budget.
Yes, I just wanted to make it clear that it was 2019.
Yes, I do understand, because during the preparation of the 2019 budget, you were not there.
Yes.
But there should be something to have guided you to implement certain activities when you came on board for the last quarter.
Yes.
Yes. So you get us the budgets for 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. And also kindly provide us with the forms, the assessment forms, and also the gazetted tariffs that Mansapunko Area Council was using.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yes, I noticed this thing, but I don't know where. Okay. Budget for 2019.
20, 21, 22.
Okay. And the forms, huh?
Yes, and the forms that capture the assessments that have been done over the period.
Okay. And, okay.
And kindly request to be provided with the 2018 budget for Mansakonko Area Council from the management.
Okay. Okay.
Now, what I want to find out with the issue of your budgets, is it correct, based on what we have seen, that throughout the processes, there have been inclusion of uncollectible and or non-receivable elements into the budgets?
Yeah, because, so we have challenges in collecting all.
No, let's answer the question first. Is it correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So there has always been an input of unreceivable or uncollectible
Yes.
revenues inputted into
Yes.
the budget.
Yes.
So if that is the situation, is that not grossly misleading to the council itself and to the general public with respect to what they can do and execute for and on behalf of the council?
Yes, if they are not paid, it will be an obstacle. Because up till now, as I'm talking, the 20.
So, no, let me get it clear. So you said it is true that it is
Like.
a misrepresentation of what the council can do because of imputing into the budget uncollectible or non-receivables into the budgets that you execute, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, before we proceed, probably just to confirm your answer. You've given an answer to Commissioner Sanyang regarding your appointment letter and its content. You said that you were instructed to familiarize yourself with the financial manual. Did you say that?
Yes, for a very long time. Yes, I can remember it, that is in my appointment letter.
You said yes to the question.
Yes.
But yesterday, when you were asked, you said no. You said you were not instructed, you were not told about the financial manual.
I said I didn't go through the financial
No,
manual.
you said you were not. In fact, you made specific reference to your letter of appointment that you were not asked to familiarize yourself with the financial manual, and you never knew at the time it even existed. The Sallah. These are on record.
I cannot remember that. Anyway, I will check my appointment letter.
No, you have already answered the
confirm,
question.
yes.
You have already confirmed that. In fact, we have samples of. Please provide your appointment letter. We have told you, but that is a trend. You will be always advised to do that, and you accurately answered the question of the commissioner. But then you misled the commissioners at the time when you were asked the questions regarding financial manual. When you were saying that for the most part, things that you were not doing is mainly because you never knew it existed at the time. Salah.
I said I didn't read the finance, the acts and the finance. That's what I said.
Yes, but
Yes.
I will remind you
I
that the record shows that you had answered the question to say that you were not instructed or reminded or directed to read the financial manual at the time. That would be really a misrepresentation. So now, when you are preparing this budget, do you normally send a circular to the wards, to the ward heads and everything, to kind of engage them in relation to preparation of the budget? Do you do that?
No, that is why the letter is asking the chairman, because the chairman is the head of the wards, are headed by councillors, and the councillors are under the directives of the chairman.
Yes.
So those wards councillors will submit their expenditures into the chairman, then chairman will submit to us. And that will be after a general council meeting to endorse these are the projected development for this particular ward. That's why we do. That's what we do.
So you wrote to the chairman to...
Yes, and chairman will inform the ward councillors, and those ward councillors will submit their respective plans for each ward.
Was it done? Was it done?
Yes, that is done, and that is why from those this thing we will know that we will be able to certain projects will be identified, like borehole or road construction or whatever will be identified, and based on the revenue we are going to get to, and we work on that.
That's fine. Since you've been asked to provide those documents in relation to the budget, we will now wait until you make them available. Is that understood?
Yes.
Now, please turn to page 34. Again, we have the issue of payments without vouchers. Page 34. It is noted that the amount of $31,467.60 butut were made without evidence of payment vouchers being raised. Request forms and claims were used to effect the payments and posted